Hi everybody, on today's FAC we're going to give you our top 5 tips to take your challenging conversations and change them into courageous conversations. Tip number 1, don't avoid the conflict. Don't avoid the conversation. It's so easy to just try and tiptoe around it, pretend it didn't happen, trying to avoid the situation and think it's going to go away. Guess again, it's not. A lot of the times when we ignore these conversations, things actually get worse. More than half of our veterinary teams feel like conflict is a problem in their work environment. And we've also found that 92% of veterinary team members have at one point experienced a toxic work environment during their career. And conflict, especially when it's avoided, not a good thing. Number 2, now that you're ready to go after that conversation, we need a plan. Start to think about what you need to talk about during this conversation. Write it down. Have some tools and resources with you so that you can go tackle that situation with more than just thoughts in your head. Concrete things written down is really going to help you stay on track and have a plan for that conversation. Number 3 for challenging conversations is all about the body language. Crossed arms, not paying attention, looking down, no eye contact. All of those things make you appear disengaged and not open and ready to talk about the conflict that's in hand. So really having an awareness about how you're carrying yourself, how you're talking to the person who's across from you. Really being engaged and present during this conversation is incredibly important, and they can see a lot of that in your body language. So really being aware and paying attention to that body language will help that conversation go smoother. Tip number 4, probably the hardest one for me, is to shut up and listen. Sometimes we spend so much time talking about the problem, we forget to stop and listen to the other person in the conversation. We also spend a lot of time thinking about what our response is going to be instead of really being present in that conversation. So, tip number 4, shut up and listen. And I mean really listen. Okay, tip number 5, it's all about your culture. Make communication a priority. Frequent communication about challenging situations can make those really big, monstrous, difficult, challenging conversations a lot easier. So take time to regularly have conflict conversations about things that are difficult. Takes you out of your comfort zone, yes, but it teaches your team members that this is what we do. We don't ignore things, we talk about things. Okay, I've got a bonus tip for you. Bonus tip, don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes those challenging conversations really do need an expert. Bringing in an outside mediator can be a great way to allow those conversations to be more productive, and have a third-party influencer takes a lot of that me versus you difficulty of a situation out of the mix. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Remember, the challenging conversations don't have to be that challenging. If you take some time to go through the steps that we've given you, some of these tips should make it a little bit easier for you to be able to tackle these conversations. Let's be honest, challenging conversations are never going to be fun or particularly easy. They are challenging for a reason. However, they are something that we're going to tackle on a regular basis, and to get skilled at how to deal with those situations, it's what's going to take you to the next level. Now, don't forget to look in the comments. You'll see some resources to different blog posts that have even more in-depth information on how to deal with challenging conversations, as well as some interesting video that talk about how to take a courageous approach to those challenging conversations and how you can really empower yourself to be an amazing teammate. Now's the time to take those tips, go after that challenging conversation with courage. You've got this.